challenging one for India to overcome, even if they are the higher rated team.
And look at Magnus Carlsen. I mean, if we're looking at him correctly, it looked like he just took a swim in the river and then came to the round right after that. Didn't even bother drying off. So Mustafa Yilmaz for Turkey, right? He is. We keep talking about the Turkish squad and those teenagers that are on the next two boards, but I mean, this must be a first time for him. The novelty against Magnus Carlsen playing soaking wet.
Yeah, he came in by bike yesterday, I think it was. He's looking like he swam in today. Maybe Magnus just performs better when he's got that elevated heart rate and he's sort of on a warm down, a cool down from exercise. I don't know, but we're looking forward to seeing what his game yields us just a little bit later. Of course, still very much move one. The jackets at least come off, and hopefully he will settle down as the game progresses. But yes, back to our point about India, Azerbaijan.
It looked like he was a bit disheveled, and now White's forces are combining on the king side, and we have the makings of an attack. So Magnus needs to time his counterplay well, because White will try to just throw this g-pawn forward, as the black king does not have too many defenders over there.
Exactly right. The g-pawn, of course, can't currently be chucked forward. We have got the bishop on c8 as well as the knight on f6 looking after that square, so there might be a move like h3 somewhere, although timing tends to be of the essence in these attacks, so it wouldn't surprise me if there's some intermediate move that deflects something, forcing a different path. But the plan for White looks fairly obvious here. From Black's point of view, the c5 pawn, to me, that's a little bit of a talking point. You have the option to blow open the center. I'm not really sure you want to do that with a bishop on c8 and a rook on a8, but you have got the option to try and restrict the activity of some of White's pieces by potentially pushing c4 as well. It's just that in the long run, c4 looks super committal, because it makes me ask questions about the d5 pawn later on in the game. So I'm trying to formulate a plan for Black here, Robert, and it's Magnus Carlsen, so whatever he says is the plan, I'm sure is the plan, but I'm looking for the themes and I can't see it yet.
Well, White's plan is obvious. We keep talking about it. Try to get this pawn rolling as quickly as possible. And what Black wants to do is restrict White's attack. So if I could play knight to e4, just as an example, I'd be pretty happy. But I do see that there's a knight and a bishop covering that square. It will cost Black a pawn. So I would be tempted to push my b pawn down. If this pawn lands on b4, and then the white knight can go to e2 and over to g3, and it is going to be a piece that you need to keep an eye on, but I will gain access to a square like e4, which I will happily sit my knight on. So it was b5. That was not even my movement. That was Magnus's. Nice. He understands that the knight needs to get out of there, because if you waste any time, Black will play b4, bring the knight to e4, and maybe even get a bishop to f5 if you...
to his game against Mustafa.
He doesn't look very happy.
No, not at all. So that's why I thought that maybe. But actually, he should be happy. But things have changed a lot.
He's saving
He's saving it. But knowing Magnus, even if he's saving it, he's not happy with the way he played. You know, it's like even if he makes a draw, sometimes he can be just unhappy that he was losing or he went through bad times. So I
left it after rook
let's
c8.
check what happened.
Rook b6, already a mistake. Rook to d7 was very important in this position. Rook to d7 to force the bishop to go to c6, and now you don't have a great way to keep attacking me. So I can just simply go maybe rook to d1, but let's see, maybe we can find something else. So in this position, the idea being the c5 pawn is not yet on queen.
Yeah, you don't want to give it easily, but how to keep it as well.
The thing is, it's not on queen yet. So what he had to find was the fact that king to g3 or h5 to just push the king. You cannot touch this pawn.
Yes, why?
You're losing.
You're losing
the bishop.
The bishop after that. So this pawn was poisoned.
Yes, the pawn was poisoned. He played rook to b6, but now he's back in the game. Magnus is back in the game. And we see some exchanges, still with some weaknesses, right? And by the way, you cannot defend this weakness because of rook takes c4. And bishop d5, and that wins the piece. So he played rook f7, bishop f7, rook takes a6, a pawn up for white, but the material is very limited. And to be honest, this looks like, Magnus is going to save it.
Yes.
Another miracle from Magnus. I don't think he's going to have too many difficulties.
Yeah.
Because whenever you go h5, first of all, I'm always going to be able to check forever.
It seems like a big save. It was not easy. It was also not easy for his opponent to find all these moves. Not at all.
It's never easy to beat Magnus.
Of course, no.
I don't know how it is, but I can bet that it's not easy to beat Magnus.
Yeah, and on the meantime, things develop also quickly in the other matches. Only one game left in the match Hungary-Ukraine. Let me update you.
Should we finish with this one? Just
to see what's going on
with the
the other
Norway
part?
match? Just sure. Doesn't seem happy, but given what's happening in the other boards, definitely he should be happy. I love the way we switch things around. Anastasia sometimes is with us, sometimes I'm not with you guys. Peter, you take your breaks as well. Anastasia.
Thank you, Christian. Yes, I was running around the playing venue trying to catch up with the action, trying to see what's going on. I checked the last game in the match between Hungary and Ukraine. Anton Korba was trying to create some chances, hoping maybe to get them, because he really needs to win in order to make a draw in this match.
Yeah.
I don't know, Peter, if he has any idea to win.
Honestly,
in this
it doesn't
position.